In what should surprise nobody out there, Fauci lets slip that Mark Zuckerberg offered him resources and money in redacted emails. Understand that a private company who doesn't allow whatever you want to say on their platform, they're a publisher, if you will, but a private company not following the Constitution, or because they don't have to follow the Constitution, sticking their finger in government business should alarm everybody. If it doesn't alarm you, well, you're probably a leftist douche canoe, and I understand it. You have a narrative to push, and I get it. You suck the big peen of the potato out there, the former vice president, that occupies the White House. I get it. You were just so sad that Orange Man tweeted stuff, and it angered you so bad that you put a guy that shouldn't be anywhere else but a walk-in shower where he sits down to bathe, and he gets given warm milk at 3 o'clock and puts to bed at 4. You're going to allow this. Right. Should we allow a private company to interject into government business? Well, we're seeing it now. And I know what you're going to say. Well, it's always been that way. Well, it shouldn't be that way. A big tech company shouldn't be fingering and diddling with Dr. Fauci and his disease and infectious disease, whatever, CDC. Why are they giving money to that? That's not their business. Their business is to show stupid ass cat videos. But let's read on. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease director divulged further information as pressure ramps up over his personal emails and a series of stunningly poor and hypocritical political decisions he appears to have taken over the course of the pandemic. And we all have a plethora of information to prove that's the truth. Fauci's research and that of his colleagues have been repeatedly linked to Chinese Communist Party entities, including the hostile nation's military. There, folks. Fauci should be fired. But, Facebook founder and overall cuck, Mark Zuckerberg, activities circle the same networks, with the billionaire tech CEO recently funneling money to long-term Fauci colleague, Dr. Ralph Baric. I think we all know where this is going. Let's read on. Following the National Pulse's reporting on these matters, the Facebook-funded fact-checker, you see where this big incestuous big circle is. This is insane. They're independent fact checkers are funded by the same people that want them to fact check their way. I get it. Resources and money. Appearing on the Sway podcast published by the New York Times, Fauci revealed what was behind the redactions in his emails with Zuckerberg, which were released through the Freedom of Information Act request. I'm getting Biden over here. Host Kara Swisher, who has interviewed Zuckerberg on numerous of times, notes to Fauci, thousands of your emails dating back to January to June of 2020 have recently been released by BuzzFeed and the Washington Post. That's given your critics, particularly on the right. Who else is going to go against Fauci? No one on the left is going to, because they're all, you know where. Right in his more material to work with. Your redacting of Mark Zuckerberg have added fuel to the fire. Representatives Jim Jordan, James Comer, and Senator Marsha Blackburn have alleged that you worked with Facebook to censor speech. And you're just laughing at me, right? She asked while Fauci last were asserting, No, the reason I'm laughing, Kara, because every single one of those emails can be explained in a way that is perfectly normal and just perfectly innocent and completely above board. I don't know about that there, Faucimeister, because let's parse through this for a second. So you're going to tell me that Zuckerberg offers you money for what? You see, no one just gives you money without anything in return. what Fauci regarded as being above board precisely. The proffer of private funding for him and his organizations, despite being a government employee. Maybe it's not illegal, but it stinks to high heaven, doesn't it? In another world, this would be constituted as a form of bribe towards a government official. Zuckerberg has form in this area, as the National Post revealed around 2020 election. It's like having the private interest stuffing money into the pockets of an empire before he calls the first ball or a strike, and said former Kansas Attorney General Phil Klein commented upon the release of information pertaining to the private left-wing financing of the 2020 presidential election. No. We didn't influence the election. We didn't massage it. We fortified it. Oh, I guess that makes it better. Wait a minute. Now we know that at the same time this was going on, Zuckerberg was attempting to funnel cash to Fauci. These emails, originally redacted, well, then why were they redacted if they're above board? Because the implication in and of itself is bad news. Were explained by Fauci. I don't know who redacted that. Of course you don't. When people ask for my emails, I don't look through my emails and say, okay, I'll give you this one and I'll redact this. You're totally out of the loop there, Faucimeister. It's completely out of my control. So you want to know what the email was really about? Hey, big scoop. Here we go. Mark said, hey, is there anything that we can do to help out to get the message out? The public health messages. That's just it, right? Not money. Because once you help out and give money to a government agency from a public agency, or a private entity, if you will, it starts to get on the realm of a public-private partnership where none has been necessarily voted on, or why keep it secret? I have a very important medium here in Facebook. Indeed, Mark. Indeed. Can I help? As a matter of fact, if you guys don't have enough resources and money to do some of the things you want, just let us know. Oh, okay. That's like having someone in the DMV go, hey, is there any way I can help out by maybe perhaps when you come into the office, I can sort of, push your, paperwork to the front, to help out. Sent on March 15th, 2020, Zuckerberg's email asked Fauci for assistance with building a coronavirus information hub on Facebook. I'll write to or call Mark and tell him that I am interested in doing this, Fauci informs his staff. Now, on the face of it, doesn't sound bad, but knowing how censorious big tech, and especially Facebook is, you gotta have to think that why would Facebook go out of its way? Is he altruistic? Highly doubtful. In the end, this private entity, that is Facebook, private, right? They're always looking at the bottom line, and especially on the money sheets, they're looking to be in the black. So if they can get more people on their coronavirus information hub, isn't that better? Indeed. And you can see these emails here. They're all sort of unredacted. But that just goes to show you that Fauci is not telling us the truth. He was saying, hey, I don't redact my emails. It's out of my control. Right. So you're telling me a man that's in the government, who has been in the government for 40 plus years, who's accountable to pretty much zero people, doesn't have any input, has no input to how his emails get redacted and what goes out. I call what the boys and girls down the playground usually say when someone tells you a line of crap that doesn't pass the sniff test. You call that bullshit. And you see, this is where it comes to a head. You got Fauci out there saying one thing and then doing another. Saying, don't wear a mask. Then he says, wear a mask. And you got big tech corporations saying, you need to listen to the WHO. When they first said it didn't transmit to humans, then it said it transmitted to humans. And I know what you're going to say. Well, the science has changed. They got more information. Correct. But the correct answer should have been, we don't really know. Let's wait for more data to come out before passing it off to the humans out there in the world. And all the lefties out there who were many, many years ago who were saying, we don't like big corporations in bed with the government. Now that the big lefties are in bed with the government, they want big tech and big corporations in bed with the government. Public-private partnership kind of seems insidious. And the face of it, it sounds okay. But when you got Zuckerberg emailing Dr. Fauci saying, what can we do? And if you're not receiving enough money, we can give you some more money to help you out. And we can control the information. Well, they don't say it that way, but that's how it's implied. Or in my opinion, that's how it looks on the surface. Dr. Fauci should be fired from his fucking job, but he won't. Mark Zuckerberg should be in fucking jail for all his bullshit, but he's not, and he won't. Until we kick these goddamn pieces of shit out of the public square and the government square, more of this shit will continue to happen. All this crap can easily be fixed, okay? Can easily be fixed if, in fact, we want to fix it.